Aloha mai kako. I'm so grateful that you're all here with us today. And I am so grateful to be hosting this Infinite Love Prayer Circle with my special guests. And throughout this prayer circle, I invite you to type into the chat your intentions and prayer requests. And for those of you who will be watching the replay, I invite you to write it down on a piece of paper, your intentions and prayer requests. So we are very grateful to host this monthly gathering to honor loved ones and our brothers and sisters around the world who are in need of prayerful support. So some things to have, and oh yes, I want to light my candle. If you have a candle and you can light, that'd be great. Okay, have my candle here and have a glass of water. We'll be drinking, we'll be blessing our waters. And throughout this gathering, we'll be drinking our blessed water. And we're blessing the water for our personal strength, for our vibrant health, resilience, and fortitude. And today I am going to be sharing an Oli to bless our water. I'm gonna share a little update on Lahaina. And I'm going to then introduce my guests. My guests are Emma Kupu Mitchell, and she's going to be sharing with us the current astrology and celestial news and updates, and especially about the Virgo full moon energy that we're in right now. And we also have Kumu Hula teacher Kaipo Kalua joining us from San Antonio, Texas. She will be sharing about Hawaiian Oli or Chant and how it connects us to the natural world around us. Then I will take us, then we'll do Hana Ikapono, which is a prayer to prepare ourselves for the energy healing visualization for our beloved Mother Earth. So first off, I shall begin with Oli. And so if you have your water, raise your glass of water. And I will share this Oli with you. This is Oli e Kane e. E kane, kane, kane kavaiola. E kau kaula keia ia oi. E lono nui na hui kawai. Ho o kupu. Ho eu. Ho inana i ke ola. E a kawaila he vai ola, e ola hoi, e homai he au la, e ola hoi, eli eli kapu, eli eli no. This Oli says, O Kane, the life of the life-giving waters, this is an appeal to you for life. O great Lono residing in the water, urge growth, animate life. Here is the water of life. Thrive. Grant us clouds, clouds from which life comes. Thrive. Profound was the kapu, profound is its release. E inu i ka vai, let us drink water. Okay, and I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so here is our beloved banyan tree, our 150-year-old banyan tree in Lahaina. This is an older image. It's not a current image. However, he or she is recovering and is, the last I heard couple months ago, was that she was at 85% regrowth. So snaps for prayers, and just so grateful, so she is, I'm going to call her a she because she's a she to me, because she expands 2 acres. She has sent out these limbs, and these limbs drop these roots that then turn into tree trunks. And she has expanded over 2 acres. And so she's been the center of our prayer focus since the beginning of September 2023, after the Lahaina fires. And so she's a symbol of hope, hope for humanity, hope for the renewal of life, and hope for inspiration and empowerment. So it's coming upon 7 months since the Lahaina fires, and I wanted to give you an update. And this is recent news. So since the August 8th, 2023 fires, 5,000 people are still displaced and unable to return to their properties because of contamination. There is little hope of finding a new place to live. With the 2,000 homes that burned there, it's limited. There are limited resources. Most Native Hawaiian families from Lahaina, they go back many, many generations. And so they are deeply attached to their roots there in Lahaina, and they don't want to leave West Maui. But they can't rebuild. The water there is contaminated, and debris from these burned homes and vehicles make the air very toxic. And so the ashes contain high levels of carcinogenic toxins. The locals are being temporarily sheltered in condos and in hotel rooms, which they have no idea for how long. The Red Cross, who runs the sheltering program, at any moment, they will give the Lahaina residents a notice that they need to evict or vacate the rooms. And so whatever supplies they have, they keep them in containers so that they can just grab it and relocate it to a nearby beach where they're out exposed with the elements. And so you can imagine the level of stress, the post-traumatic stress, that's a normal, everyday part of life. And many are being forced to leave Maui, and some are asked to volunteer to move off island. Some move out to outer islands, and many are having to move to the mainland. Affordable rental units are hard to find. Prices have doubled or tripled since the fires. And since tourism is the main source of income for Maui and the Hawaiian Islands, it provides much needed jobs, but the resentment is growing as visitors displace fire survivors out of hotels. And if that's not bad enough, on top of all of this, Lahaina residents still have to pay for the mortgage on a home that no longer exists. I know, right? Like, really? And while the official data reports that only 100 people have lost their lives in the fires, the people of Lahaina know that that number is much greater. And while the data does not show an increase in suicides compared to previous years, since the fires, suicides are being reported. It's just not mentioned. And at the beginning of February, this month, the same kind of fire destroyed more than 7,000 homes and 70,000 acres in Chile. The same kind of fire that melts metal. So, are these natural disasters? Are these wildfires? Makes one think. So, this is why we gather in prayer. And so, at this time, let us take a big sip of our water before we pray so we can bless our kino, our bodies. Epule kako, let us pray. We are ever so grateful for the blessings that are sprouting forth, giving life to the seeds we have planted over the past 5 months since we've been gathering in prayer. Like the banyan tree, we are grateful for the new life being birthed. We pray for the people of Lahaina and people everywhere around the globe who are asking themselves every day, where are we going to live? Where are we going to raise our children? How do we survive? How do we rebuild our lives? What does our future look like? And do we even have a future? Kia kua, we pray for the light of love to penetrate the darkness, especially in the hearts of those harming innocent lives. Plant a seed of hope in the hearts of people everywhere. Open the way for resources, assistance, guidance, support, compassion, grace, and miracles to continue to sprout forth. We ask for forgiveness for the atrocities being committed, for humanity's egregious acts against Mother Nature, and for the harm we inflict upon one another through our thoughts, words, and actions. May our collective love ignite a spark of light in the darkest corners and restore our hope and faith as we co-create a new earth consciousness based on humility, compassion, unity, and love for one another. Ama maua noa, a lele aku no. Amen. We shall drink our waters again. Now I'm going to introduce to you my dear sister, soul sister. She is a creativity coach. She's a shamanic astrologer. She's a depth numerologist, a sound healer, a clinical aromatherapist, and so many other amazing healing modalities. She basically blends it all together as a guide for women in midlife, interweaving many ancient healing practices. And this is our dear soul sister, Emma Kupu Mitchell. And Emma just returned from Las Vegas, And we're so grateful that she arrived home safely. And we ask for prayers for her father, as you will see in the comments in the chat. Her father, we ask for prayers for him. And so, Emma, how is your father doing?
Do you know, I haven't spoken to him. It's been a bit of a wild week. I laugh as well. Las Vegas. My husband and I go to Vegas. We don't even gamble. We went actually to visit our daughter because my husband's doing a retirement tour. He didn't want one party because nobody lives on island anymore. We're on Oahu, and he retired from the fire department after 44, nearly 45 years. So we are visiting. This was retirement party number 3 to see his daughter and our grandkids. So yeah, and so it's been a slightly weird week. So I'm going to call my mum after this because we arrived home late last night. So thank you. He's not doing great. Yeah. So and of course my mum isn't doing great either. So I will find out more. But thank you for the prayers, and Lahela, thank you for all the updates, and you continuing to hold these monthly infinite love circles. Yeah. And prayers for all those that need it. Thank you for sharing the very real detail of what's going on Maui, right? So deep breaths. I am here to share a little of the Virgo full moon. It just so happens that these infinite prayer circles land, don't they, on these full moons. I think mainly full moons. And the full moon is like the peak of illumination. So it's like eyes wide open. I mean, we see her in the sky, right? At the full moon phase, she's shining so brightly. And things get revealed. And in our consciousness and our unconscious reality, because the moon is our subconscious. So pay attention. The moon was actually full at 4:30 a.m. Pacific, so it was early hours, probably as you were going to bed, and me, Lahela, around 2:30 a.m. Oh my gosh. But we have a 3-day window, but just pay attention to what's been unfolding for you these last few days. We all have Virgo somewhere in our birth chart. Whether you've got a moon in Virgo or not, this part of your natal chart and your life is being illuminated. So I'd like to just take us back to September last year. So September, let me look, it was September the 14th. We had a new moon in Virgo. So something was being planted, and that was roughly about a month right after the devastation in Lahaina. So, I mean, my husband was actually running the evacuation there from Oahu, trying to get all the tourists and the non-urgent people out, dealing with that ground level. So something was seeded then that we are reviewing now. It's interesting about all this information coming to light, the reality. Virgo is earth, it's mutable earth, and it shows us the real facts. Actually, Virgo, I love my Virgo friends because they break things apart with the detail. They get down to the nitty gritty. They cross their T's and dot their I's, and they discriminate and discern beautifully. On a spectrum of lower tendencies, we want to guard against perfectionism and procrastination and the not enough, because Virgo often can get stuck in the details and feeling like they haven't got enough information, or things aren't just going as they think it should be. So it's this earth element that is very adaptable and changeable, and that's the earth, in our environment, in the soil, in our bodies. Each of these energies have a seat, a natural seat in our physical body. So what's going out in the sky is going on within us. So the Virgo energy is the gut. It's the intestinal tract, the small and large intestine, but the gut. So what is your gut telling you? And it can lead to tendencies in food allergies and digestion of emotions. And so all of these things play a part in our health, the health of our bodies, the health of our environment, the health of Mother Earth, the health of our climate. So these are all things coming up for re-evaluation. A full moon is a time in the lunar cycle, 29 and a half days, to adjust what was planted 6 months ago. Or on a shorter lunation 2.5 weeks ago. But I like to look at these bigger cycles because I think the way time is moving, a week feels like a month, right? I don't know if you're all with me, but this year, 2024, things are speeding up. A lot of that is Aquarian energy that's moving in a different time and space to what we're used to. So take a breath at this Virgo full moon and tune into your emotional gut resonance and what's coming up that needs realigning, cleansing, releasing. That might be in your daily habits with health and movement and sleep. It may be something else. Mercury is the planet that actually rules or guards Virgo. So you've got this earthy element, but yet the mind, if we think about Mercury, it's our mental awareness of how we are digesting and perceiving information. So take note what's going on in your own life this weekend. The opposite energy of Virgo is Pisces. So the moon is in Virgo, the sun is in Pisces. And I do like to call this the health axis. Virgo being, often the physical body and the earthly realms, Pisces, the waters. So isn't this interesting, as we look back 6 months to Maui and the pollution and the toxicity. Pisces can on a lower energy be the toxicity in edema and the lymphatic system in our bodies, but our warders of our planet. And so many places have been having terrible flooding, right? And just high water, unusual amounts. I know California and all over the world. That's Pisces. We've got a lot of new cycles happening next week. I don't want to overcomplicate. Astrology can get very heady. So I'm looking maybe more at the personal level and then, your community and family at this moon, because we're all accountable. If we do our part, just one little thing of tuning into what can we realign to be in pono, right? To be in right relationship with the earth and the waters. And this prayer circle is that, Hella, isn't it? We can all choose to bless, our sacred waters that we're digesting in our bodies. And I would suggest you put a glass of water out tonight and tomorrow by your lanai or window. It doesn't have to be outside, but the full moon, the moon is our memory and our deepest mind. And so you're recalibrating the frequency of the water with this moon medicine. And if we intend it's for the highest good for healing of the earth and our waters and our physical bodies, I think that's my beautiful prayer offering today. So just know next week we're moving into some big cycles that are being reset with Mercury and Saturn, but I don't want to get too ahead of my time. But look at Virgo and tune into Pisces. And how do we do that? The gut, tune into the gut and the physical body in what we're drinking and how we're tending to our own physical needs and emotional and spiritual. So thank you. I think that's enough.
Thank you so much. I know. I love it. That's why I'm so glad these are recorded so that I can go back and listen to it again.
Well, yes, Miss Virgo Moon over there.
I know.
The Hella has a Virgo Moon.
Woo-hoo. So it was raining here in Hakipu'u last night. So I'm like, oh yay, it's raining. So rush out, put my put my big my bikini outside, my bucket outside to gather the rainwater. And then I bottled it up and I laid it out on the grass last night for the under the full moon. And these are the waters I use whenever I go to bless businesses and homes. And so it's so I just love doing this practice. And it's so amazing how we always have rain during the full moon. And I just love it. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Emma. I love that. Yes, self-care, a lot of self-care and balance, being in balance. Well, next I would love to introduce you, and I'm so grateful that she could be with us today. Um, Kumu Kaipo. She is joining us from San Antonio, Texas. I'm so grateful to have her here with us today. Kumu Kaipo was born, she's a Kumu Hula, so she's a teacher of hula. And she was born in Hawaii to a father of pure Hawaiian ancestry. How's that? Pure Hawaiian ancestry, and a mother who was half Hawaiian. Kumu Kaipo embodies the profound teachings passed down through generations. And with a deep reverence for ancient Hawaiian values and philosophy, Kumu Kaipo's teachings are infused with a transcendent energy that carries through from her ancient lineage. And through the art of Oli and Mele, Hawaiian poetic chant and songs, combined with fluid movements depicting nature and the rhythmic beats of traditional instruments, Kumu Kaipo guides participants on a transformative journey towards joy, well-being, and inner peace. Velina Mai, welcome, Kumu. I think we need to unmute you. Let me see if I can help you with that. There we go.
Aloha, aloha. Thank you so much for having me as guest in this wonderful circle. And I love that it's a circle and you call it that because that is how the zenith power of the universe works things. We here, us humans, work literally, you know, to-do lists, 1, 2, 3, 4, outlines. But the zenith power works circular, circular. Anyway, I'm getting off base. Uh, mahalo, kahu, and aloha, everyone. Uh, one of the things I do is to share whatever I know in Oli, which is chanting, Hawaiian chanting. And let me go back real quickly. Uh, the chanting actually grew in and out. Well, all my family sings, and of course, my papa is from Molokai, so there's a lineage of healing. But I also learned a lot when I would go to Japan every summer, and when I'd go there to learn the kabuki dancing, I also went to learn nagauta, which is Japanese chanting. So that's kind of part of the identification for my oli. And then the Chinese, my elders in Kalihi, taught me Tai Chi. So the movements of the energy plays a huge part when we Oli. I'm a strong believer of that. So what does this mean? Well, this means that when chanting, I like to encompass 5 of the major energy sources. Here's 1, 2, and 3 is in your loko. Your loko is about 1.3 inches below your belly button. Yeah, that's 3. Now, I hope I don't fall when I show you number 4 and 5. So here's 4, and here's 5. I show you these because I want you, all of you, to join me in connecting with these 5 energy sources. There's many more. We have hundreds of energy sources, but these 5 we can relate to. So when we chant today, yeah, we're going to Oli today. Why? Because to me, when we Oli, we give voice to our soul. Yeah, we give voice to our soul. A lot of times, go to church, they say prayers, their words. A lot of times you read things, it's their words. But to give voice to your soul is done when we Oli, when we chant, when we engage in the 5 major energy points. And it goes deeper and deeper, but that's not for today. So we are going to say a few words in Hawaiian. You don't have to know Hawaiian. You don't have to olelo Hawaii. I have a very easy chant for us to share today. And later on, I'll ask Kahu to bring it on, but not now. It's called Eo Vahi Pana La. That's all there is to the chant. And what this is, Eo is calling out, calling out, calling out to the energies, to your heart, to your soul, to everyone. Eo, it's calling. Vahi Pana is a sacred place. A sacred place. So we're going to be calling to a sacred place. It's whatever you call it. It's whatever you call it. So it goes something like this. Eo vahi pana la. La is just like in bebop music is bebop, boop, boop, bop, bop. That's what la is. Yeah, la is. It is also the word for sun or day, for light. So that's all you have to know is Eo Vahi Pana La. That's the entire chant. And when we do this, we engage the 5 major energy points. You engage the vibration frequencies when these are on. So you say, well, I've never done this, Kumu. I'm just saying, give it a try. Just recognize it. Just recognize those 5 points. And 5, for those of you who are in numerology, stands for love. So we are touching points of love. Not literally, but circular, because that's how the universe works. So as we are chanting, you are going to put forth your intention, your prayer. However, as you set out your intention and prayer, leave out the negatives. What do I mean by that? Why am I not well? Why don't I feel good? Leave out not. Why I feel well? Why do I feel good? So leave out the negative, because the universe, the energies only understand positives. When you leave in the negative, it's blocked. Okay? So set your intention. And Kahu, if you could put the words on so people can see it, you can chant it along with me or not. We're all muted, so it's okay. And if you want this handout, just contact me. My email, it's, let's see. It's easier. Go to my website, healinghula.com. www.healinghula.com. So we're going to say or sing, it's up to you, Eo Vahi Panala. Then we're going to repeat it 3 times. Then we're going to call out 8 times, and then Vahi Panala. What you have available to you, if you like, other than chanting it yourself, is Leiʻohu Ryder, who composed this, has a recording on it. If you look at Amazon or YouTube or iTunes, you're able to get it. Her website, leiʻohuryder.com, you can also get it there. But I think you should try to do it yourself. It's so simple. So let's give it a try. Engage your 5 energy points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a deep breath in. Very simple. Clear your mind. Don't clear your mind. present in your mind, in your heart, what it is you intend, what it is you pray for. Leave out the negatives. Okay? Leave out the negatives. Take a deep breath and exhale. You can join in when you feel like it. Engage your major energy sources. Sing it out freely. Don't hold back. Let the universe hear you. Where? Okay. So this Oli repeats itself, as you can see, several times. And at the bottom, I have for you the definitions, because we, being, what's the word? Taught the way in academics, we want to know the meaning of everything. And I get you. I get you. I feel the same way. Because when you know the meaning, you can attach to the feeling. And as the saying goes, when you are feeling, you are healing. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. O kapau.
Kumu, that was beautiful. My
Thank you.
goodness, thank you so much. And um your uh your PDF, I can also, if it's okay with you, I can also attach it in the email that goes out.
Sure,
If
sure,
if
sure. That'd
if
be easier.
that's
Yeah.
okay.
Then
Okay.
I won't miss anybody.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and then people can receive it there. And then these prayer circles are also downloaded, put up on my YouTube page. So I might, well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to put it there, but anyway, I can talk to you about that later. Okay, well, mahalo, mahalo, mahalo.
Olo, olo, yeah, oh, my pleasure.
So
That was
wonderful to have you here, Kumu. And Kumu is supposed to be teaching hula, but she's with us today. She chose to be with us today, and we want to give thanks to Kawahine,
yes,
uh,
thank you for
her
doing.
haumana, her alakai.
She's
Um,
alakai,
she's
yeah.
alakai. Yeah, she's a student teacher, I guess, would be the best way to.
Yes.
So we thanks to you, Kawahine, for also joining us today.
Yes, I can make pretty for today.
Yes, absolutely. And you do look gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you.
So now we're going to do Hana Ikapono. So I invite you all to let us drink our waters. Take a nice big sip of water before we start. And I'll recite this and then you can read it along, follow along with me. And let's see here. Okay, so let us begin. I, Arnalahela Johnson, open myself to Hana Ikapono, to cultivate balance and harmony for myself and others, and be renewed and restored in Pono. I take responsibility for myself and ask for forgiveness if I have hurt anyone through my thoughts, words, or actions. I wish to release any cords, attachments, or constraints of worry, doubt, fear, lack, unworthiness, self-criticism, pain, and suffering. I ask that these cords be cut, severed, cleansed, purified, and transmuted to the pathway of light. I ask that I be cleansed, purified, renewed, and restored in Pono, in humility, and in grace, that I may affect healing and wellness for myself and others, and the well-being of life here on Mother Earth for all sentient beings. Amama ua noa. It is given, it is free. Amen. And I always forget to translate Pono for you, for those of you who don't know what the word Pono means. When we are asking to be renewed and restored in Pono, we are asking to be renewed and restored in the rightness, in correctness, in balance, in well-being, in harmony, in integrity. And Pono is to me, it's really about being selfless. And so it's not about, it's about doing what's right for yourself, but also what's right for the betterment of all. So thank you for joining me in that. And we are now going to do our energy visualization. And so, inu ikavai e inu ikavai. Let us drink water. See, we drink a lot of water in these things. We need to have our vessels be very clean and clear. Okay, so starting with our breath, we breathe our ha, our breath of life, haola, 3 times. Okay, so we inhale and exhale. We get centered, and we're centering ourselves and grounding ourselves and connecting to divine source. Bringing in the light from the great central sun in through our po'o, our crown chakra. This is one of our energy centers, our piko po'o. And so we're bringing in this crystalline consciousness of healing into our bodies. So we breathe in and breathe out. We're filling ourselves up with spiritual mana, with spiritual power. And I invite you to place your intention on the banyan tree in Lahaina, since she is our symbol of hope and faith. Breathe our ha into the banyan tree and infuse her with the breath of life. Inhale and exhale. And let's charge up our hands here. This is how we utilize our mana. You can feel that energy flowing between the palms of your hands, between the fingertips. And now we breathe our ha over the land in Lahaina. We breathe in, and bring your hands, pull your hands apart and breathe out. Send your loving energy, your focus to the land in Lahaina, to the waters in Lahaina. Inhale and exhale. And we ask that the toxins, the toxicity in the land and in the water be transmuted to the pathway of light. So join me in doing this circles. Just create like a vortex with your hand pointing down, create like a vortex with your hand and swirl, swirl, swirl and lift and pull. And so what we're doing, we're visualizing the land. We're visualizing we're over the land. We're visualizing the waters. And let's do this a couple more times. Inhale and swirl and exhale out your mouth. And pull up and release. We're visualizing the toxins being transmuted. And again, we're going to swirl. Inhale. And exhale. On the exhale, pull up and release. And as I do that, I get covered with goosebumps, chicken skin. I know that this process is assisting the land there in Lahaina and the lands everywhere, the lands in Chile, the lands everywhere there where there is destruction, where there's devastation, both natural disasters and man-made. Okay, we charge up our hands. Now, I want you to just take a moment, a quiet moment to yourself to place your intention on any place, any situation, any person, persons, anyone in need of prayer and healing. And breathe your ha and send this healing energy. And I'll give you a minute to be in intentional, focused prayer. And as we do this work, and as we become aware of disasters that are happening out there in the world, people suffering, we have the kuleana, the responsibility to cleanse and heal situations through forgiveness. And so I ask for forgiveness on behalf of humanity, forgiveness for the destruction and the suffering being inflicted on innocent lives. And life everywhere. And so we can see entanglements of hatred, um, of evil, um, unraveling. So we'll take these. We'll use our our breath, charge up our hands, and do the swirl here, and over these entanglements, that are in the hearts of the perpetrators and the people who are attached or entangled in this. We inhale and we exhale and we lift and we transmute those entanglements and send them to the pathway of light for healing. So now we can pull back and out, and now we can visualize Mother Earth, Papahana Moku, this beautiful blue-green planet, half lit by the sun, the other half in the dark, and we can see her in her fullness. And we surround her and we breathe our ha and breathe our breath of life over her. And I can feel the mana coming out of the energy coming out of my hands. And we infuse her with our love. Inhale, exhale. We infuse her with the life force energy of healing. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. And now, through your breath and your awareness, bring yourself back into your room. Breathe in and breathe out. And take a nice big sip of water. Thank you so much for joining me in that. Our next prayer circle is going to be on March 30th, and the times will change as there will be daylight savings time. And so it will be 9 a.m. Hawaii, 12 a.m., 12 p.m., that should be a p.m. Pacific, and 3 p.m. Eastern. And so please invite your family and friends to join us. And this is a prayer circle, so everyone whose names we put into the chat or everyone we're praying for is receiving the blessings, and we know that miracles happen. And so I'd like to end with this quote that I love so much by Beverly Schweigert: "Where there is hope, there is faith. Where there is faith, miracles happen." So mahalo nui, kako for joining me today, and may you be blessed. May your families be blessed, and may your holidays be, your homes be blessed, and may the blessings of today's prayer circle continue to be shared and to spread all over our beautiful planet. Much love to you all. Thank you. Aloha. Ahui ho.